Of all the Caribbean islands that we've explored this year, Guadeloupe surprised us with the sheer quantity of beautiful natural sights it has to see. This French Caribbean gem is bursting with pristine beaches, breathtaking waterfalls, and lush hiking trails that would keep even the most adventurous traveler busy for months. We were humbled that we couldn't even touch half of what this island has to offer. Nonetheless, in this video, we'll guide you through 20 fun-filled things to do and eat on the lovely island of Guadeloupe, sharing with you both the most popular attractions and some hidden gems that will make your trip an unforgettable one. All in this episode of Lucas World Travel. Now, the first stop we're hitting up is Pointe de Chateaux, which is a beautiful rock formation, beach, and viewpoint. So we're hiking up to the cross now, and we'll take you with us to show you what it's like. Chateaux has a full 2-hour trail that you can hike. We just did maybe the first couple of points from the cross to Pointe Chaise and then to the forest and then came on back. I would recommend tennis shoes for taking the full hike, just to make yourself more comfortable. Just a 15-minute drive away is La Douche, where you can wait in a small basin of water for a thrilling saltwater shower. Wow! Now, David and I are not trying to get wet today, but we did see another lovely couple enjoy the thrill of being surprised by a mountain of water. So it looks like a good time if you're up for it. The next day, we started with a lovely waterfall called Cascade des Crevettes. So this is just a short trail of 200 meters or 0.1 miles. But it's lovely to see all of this foliage. And in no time at all, you'll arrive to the gorgeous waterfall, which is great for swimming and is great to stand under and get a waterfall massage. Now we're here on a Saturday, a little bit crowded, kids, noise. So probably coming on a weekday would be better. But it's easy to understand why this waterfall is so popular. It's beautiful, free to enter, and easy to access. And just a 1-minute drive away is a hiking trail worth seeing. So now we're at Maison de la Forêt for a hike. So in the area, they have several different hikes to choose from. We're just gonna do the 20-minute one, but they also have an hour and a half, and a 3-hour one if you want to be really exploratious. So the hike starts with this lovely suspension bridge. A little wobbly, but lovely. But you will need proper tennis shoes for this trail, as the ground is covered with leaves and mud and roots. It's not very slippery while we're here. It hasn't rained much, but I can imagine it could be if it had just rained. But it's beautiful to walk through here and just listen to the bird song and be around all of this beautiful foliage. So that hike was short, sweet, but beautiful. Definitely worth doing. Especially even if you're short on time, you can pick a quick 20-minute hike in, no problem. Now, 20 minutes away, you have Acomat Falls. So we're at Sault de Acomat, and it looks like it's 50 meters this way, which is kind of weird because it's a kind of a weird start to the trail. But let's hope we're on the right path. So that was a little bit challenging to get down, but it was a pretty short hike. Plenty of rock scrambles though, so I had to use my hands in a few places. So now the waterfall is just over there. Looks like we have to do a river crossing to get over there. most people are lounging in these pools on the left here, but you can also swim into the nice green lagoon here. So lovely. And just a 5-minute drive from Acomat Falls was our lunch stop. Today we're gonna have lunch at restaurant Delices Caraibes. The menu of the day is curry chicken, prawn fricassee, or acros. So this is our lunch, the Colombo chicken or the curry chicken. But the curry chicken was really good. It had a lot of good flavor, perfectly seasoned, and so tender. Very delicious. I see why it has 4.9 stars on Google. So I got a big water, a juice, and 2 curry chickens for 42 euros. Okay, thank you. Merci. After a delicious lunch, we drove 20 minutes north to the Deshaies Botanical Gardens. And already it's beautiful with this big koi pond. And you can buy food to feed the animals for 2 euros. You get a set of 3 tiny packets here. Hungry fish. So this garden really is so lush, colorful, and peaceful, all up until it was time to feed the birds. So, he's so eager. So I have nectar here. Oh, look at that! Look how cute! I wasn't expecting all that, people. I was in the middle of bird drama. Okay, now it's David's turn. Let's hope they behave nicer. But after our lively encounter with some of the most colorful birds we've ever seen, we were ecstatic to get back to the peace of the garden. All the placards are in French, but you can scan the QR code to get information in English. This garden really is an interesting mix of plants and wildlife, and it's definitely worth the ticket price, starting at €17.50 for adults. Now we're at Anse Beach. Now Anse Beach is only a 5-minute drive from the Botanical Garden, and it's definitely one of the most beautiful beaches on the island. So what makes this beach so nice is just how clear the water is. Plus the water is super calm. The waves are so gentle here. And to end the day, we're stopping at Cadet Viewpoint to get a nice overlook of Anse Beach. It's a perfect way to end the day. But I have officially tuckered David out. He hasn't said more than 5 words in the last hour.
I am tired.
So I guess I better take him home. Until next time. So this morning we're gonna start with a hike to Bassin Blue. The sign says it's 2 kilometers and an hour and a half round trip. So I suppose 45 minutes one way. But it's supposed to be very easy to get here. People on Google Maps said it was 20 minutes. So we'll see who's right, the sign or the folks on Google Maps. And the trees on this trail are massive. And we're almost there. And the Google reviews were correct. It takes about 20 minutes to get to the pool. I'm assuming you can walk past the fall in order to see even more on the hiking trail. We'll probably not do that though. So 20 minutes, and it was really easy. Now David reports that there's a bigger waterfall to the right here. So we're gonna check that one out.
That's a lot of water too, the pressure is high.
So to the right of the waterfall, there's a rope so you can climb up this rugged part to continue the trail. Now, I didn't feel good about climbing that rock, so I let David go without me. Let's see what he saw. See what the second level's like.
It's very pretty up here. And I think you can go further around on those boulders.
So looking at David's footage was gorgeous. So it's definitely worth it to do the full trail. So if you go past the first bathing spot, it should be another 25 minutes, but it looks like it's worth it. So now we're walking down to the natural hot spring, Bains d'Amours. So they do have an amoeba warning, meaning that you can't get any of this water in your mouth or in your nose. So you can't put your head underwater. FYI. Not as warm as I thought it would be, but it is pretty nice. Pretty relaxing, huh?
Yeah, I like the surroundings. I like the trees and the vines and the foliage and everything. It's really relaxing.
So Bains d'Amours is a community thermal spring, so it's free to enter. If you're short on time though, it's definitely okay to skip Bains d'Amours. However, we think the restaurant next door is a must. So now we'll have lunch at Bains d'Amours chez Delices. Now this restaurant has some of the best food on the island, and we can highly recommend getting one of their set menus. So for drinks, we got a planter, which is like a rum-filled lemonade, which is delicious. David chose well. And then I got the tea punch. It's like sugarcane syrup and rum. So this is our entree, or starter. So I have akra with flying fish, and David has akra with pizza. So David got the chicken plate. Looks quite yummy. And then I got the fish plate. So our main dishes are really delicious. The fish is so fresh with all these herbs and just beautifully seasoned. So well done. Compliments to the chef. And for dessert, we have ice cream. I have a very delicious rum raisin. And David got chocolate and soursop. All right, so altogether that came up to be 63 euros. So pricey for a lunch, but that was so delicious, I'm not even mad at it. Another place we can highly recommend for brunch is Safar Cafe, which has delicious teas and coffees and an incredible breakfast with pancakes, eggs, and bacon served so deliciously. So today we're going to have a beach day at Plage de la Caravelle, which is supposed to be one of the most beautiful beaches on the island. Now, Google Maps has not been very accurate in Guadeloupe, I must say. We hear most people use Waze, so you want to try to use that. Like this beach, for example, it sent us to the Resort Club Med instead of sitting next to the public access road to the beach. But for this one, you can park for free on the side of the road. And there's a paid parking lot close to a restaurant, closer to the beach if you want. It's €3 a day. Now, Caravelle Beach isn't particularly good for snorkeling, but it's lovely for its turquoise blue water, for laying out and enjoying the postcard perfect views. So today I'm super excited about our activity. We're going to take some pedal boats out through the mangroves to see the beautiful nature of Guadeloupe. So what's it like driving the pedal boat?
It's like herding cats.
Oh, you about to run into them? No. David is about to crash. He can't talk and drive at the same time.
Told you it was like herding cats.
This eco-friendly tour helps you appreciate the mangroves that protect the coastline of Guadeloupe. It is a very active tour with several hours of paddling each way, but we thought the beautiful views were well worth the effort. Our tour started off with smooth sailing. We were not expecting, however, for the weather to turn on us.
There was no rain on the forecast today. The water itself is so rocky. We're pedaling. Always an adventure on Lucas World Travel. But thankfully, the rain has quieted down quite a bit. The water's smooth like glass again. And I think we're gonna survive. It was icy there for a second. And we landed on a secluded beach. It's still raining, but we're gonna go snorkeling and see what we can see.
We relaxed, snorkeled, and had lunch on this secluded beach. No other tourist groups were around. It was a unique experience that we really enjoyed, but it was time to head to our next stop.
So after a nice snorkeling, after a nice lunch on the beach, it started thunder and lightning. But you see that blue sky right there? It is so welcomed compared to that. Now we're going down a river. Our guide says that during Hurricane Hugo, practically everything, all the trees here were destroyed. So these are all fairly new trees, reborn after the storm.
We never expected to go so far into the mangrove forest, seeing the beauty of nature so up close and personal.
I just had to swat off literally 3 mosquitoes, so mosquito repellent is obligatory. Luckily, somebody gave us some insect repellent because that really helps.
Our final stop was to Bird Island to plant some new mangroves and for bird watching.
So the activity now is planting new mangroves. You got little seeds for us from a mangrove tree. And now we're transplanting them on Bird Island. So hopefully when we come back in 20 years, we can see the trees that we planted all tall and strong.
Turned into a forest.
Fingers crossed.
Although this day didn't go perfectly with the weather and with the mosquitoes, it actually was our most memorable adventure in Guadeloupe, with the stunning sunset making this tour even sweeter.
It's kind of nice to be out here bird watching.
Yeah.
The day turned out all right.
This full day tour is perfect for the active traveler, and starting at 75 euros is relatively affordable too.
So it's another beautiful day, and we're at another beautiful beach. Beach Souffleur, and this is on the north side of the right butterfly wing. Well, that's not ugly at all. Look at that. The water is so calm and blue. So far this beach is absolutely gorgeous. And there's loads of like little beach bars and little stands, little mom and pop stands you can get drinks and food from. You can even see like people just barbecuing themselves. So it's like a little bit of a community park as well. So I really wasn't expecting Trou to be on a boat like this, but our economy car was able to handle it, so kudos, little Hyundai. But now it should be a 5 to 10 minute walk to the beach. So this is a nice secluded beach here. Very pretty. So you have one somewhat rough side, not really for swimming here. One crystal clear, very calm side that's like an oasis.
And the snorkeling here was pretty decent as well, having a wider variety of fish than we've seen anywhere else on the island. So that was another nice day of beach hopping. However, I would say that if you are short on time, just a very few days on the island, you can probably skip these two beaches, as I think the other beaches in the video are much better to see. These were lovely though, don't get me wrong. Now this morning we decided to go to Plage de Malendure because supposedly they have excellent snorkeling here where you might even be able to see some turtles. The beach itself is just alright, so I hope the true beauty of this beach is underneath the water. Now, per Google Map reviews, the best snorkeling should be on the north side of the beach there. That's where we're gonna head. Now, although we did see some lovely corals, some beautiful fish, we did see turtles this time. However, we did not snorkel the whole rock face on that side there, so might have a chance to see some over there. That's okay, there's so much more to do in Guadeloupe. Let's go. Now for an affordable but delicious 3-course lunch, we can highly recommend La Grillade in Basse-Terre. We started with a nice salad with a flavorful grilled chicken and a veggie rice mix, and ended with a banana flambé, which was really delicious. And this was our most affordable lunch so far at €34. So now we're at the Bologne Distillery. Here they have a nice little storeroom where you can buy rum. Also see where it's stored. We got to try a few of their most popular rums, all of which were very delicious. I like that one too, but this is the smallest bottle they have, and this is a bit too big for us.
I don't really drink, but I'm always fascinated to find out how they make their rum. All of these distilleries are a little bit different from one another. So I like to see the tradition in it. I like to see the taste over the hundreds of years that they've done this. It was very, very interesting, very, very different, distinctive taste. I think Kendra and I both enjoyed it, so check it out.
Now just 10 minutes away from the distillery is Fort Delgres. Now Fort Delgres was built in the 16th century, and it's been held by both the English and the French, who fought viciously to hold this island of Guadeloupe. Eventually the French did win though, with major battles between Louis Delgres and the English. Although our 12 days in Guadeloupe did not seem like enough, we were happy to experience the lovely waterfalls, pristine beaches, and the delicious Creole food of this lovely Caribbean island. We hope this video has given you some ideas and will help you experience the magic of Guadeloupe for yourself. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get even more travel tips from all around the world. Until next time, check out our complete Caribbean travel guide playlist on the right there. And we'll see you in the next adventure.